Hello, in this video, we will talk about several basic and very important notions related to probability density, or say a continuous probability density. So the first one is called PDF. So PDF is the probability density function. So this curve is the probability density curve. So for the continuous probability distribution, we cannot calculate the probability associated with particular value. For example, although this curve like this, for example, this is a normal distribution, here is a t-distribution, but if you want to calculate the probability for a particular value, this is 0, because it's very, very small, limited to 0 interval, so it's 0. And the only thing you can do is to calculate the probability between two values associated with this probability density function. So for a continuous curve, probability curve, we can only calculate the probability with the integral along this density curve. So for example, if we want to know what is the chance that a man is between 160 and 165 cm tall? So this is the 160 and this is the 165. So we calculate the area or the integral of this density curve between these two values. So this is the shaded area between two values, like this. So this is the probability from a density curve. So probability density function. And this is the very basic notion and also is the basis for other notions. So the next one is called Cumulative Distribution Function, or CDF. So what is cumulative? Cumulative is to calculate the probability upon this value. So this is the value and we want to know the probability accumulated to this value. So for example, this is the critical value for T alpha because on the right side there's alpha probability. So on the left side of this value, the white area is the cumulative probability upon this value. So this is the CDF notion. So for example, what is the chance that a man is less than 165 cm tall? So this is 165 cm and the area or the integral from this probability density curve from the negative infinite to this value. So this area, white area, is the cumulative probability, or this is the probability that a man is less than 165 cm, because this is 165 cm. So the next one is not very common or very frequently used, but it is quite simple. So this is called survival function, or SF, and this is the 1 minus CDF. So this is the opposite of the CDF. So it can be interpreted as the proportion of data surviving, or say the probability from this density curve that's larger than a value, larger than a critical value or given value. So for example, if we want to know what is the chance that a man is larger than 165 cm, so this is the shaded area or alpha area. So we want to calculate the probability on the right side of this value on this density curve. So it is same as 1 minus this CDF. So this is the CDF for the white area, right? CDF for this value. Then 1 minus this CDF is the survival function, is the survival probability. And next is PPF, so Percentile Point Function. So this is the inverse of the CDF. If we look at again the CDF is given a value and we want to know the cumulative probability until or upon this value, right? And the percentile point function PPF is given a cumulative probability and we want to find this value. So for example, given that I'm looking for a man who is taller than 95% of all other men, then what size does the subject have to be? So this sentence means 95% of other people are smaller than this man, right? So which means we want to find this value, and 95% of the probability of all the value are less than this value. So 95% is the cumulative probability, and from this 95% probability, we want to find this value. Right? So this is the inverse operation of CDF. The next is inverse survival function. So from the name, we know that this is the inverse of the SF or ISF. So given the probability on right side of this value, and we want to find this value. So for example, I'm looking for a man who is larger than 95% of all other men. So what size does the subject have to be? So this saying, from this value larger than the probability of all other people smaller than him is 95%, right? Because he is larger than 95% of all other men. So this seems to say 95% of other men smaller than him. So this is the cumulative, right? But on the right side is the survival. So this value is the same as we want to get from the PPF with 95%, right? So this is a very basic notion for the probability density curve. And we have also a website for training for the programming, Python and R on weekdays if you are interested in. Thanks for watching.